Well, it's just 5 days until voters here in Germany go to the polls in snap elections. One of the top issues in the campaign has been migration. Another is the country's lagging economy. With many Germans increasingly worried about making ends meet, they hope the elections will bring change. Here's a look at some of the challenges facing the German economy.
Germany is the third largest economy in the world after the United States and China, and one of the leading export nations. The most important bestseller is cars. Cars make up 17% of Germany's exports. These are followed by machinery and chemical products. For a long time, business was good. Many industrial companies have developed into world market leaders, and this has made Germany rich. Last year, goods worth over €1.5 trillion were exported, significantly more than imported. The bottom line was a trade surplus of €239 billion. However, the business model is shaky. The U.S. was Germany's most important sales market in 2024. This could quickly change due to the tariffs announced by U.S. President Donald Trump. Things are also going poorly in China. Cars with combustion engines have gone from bestsellers to also-rans. Chinese companies have become leaders in electric cars. Germany is in recession and, according to forecasts, will barely grow in 2025. The economy has many problems. High energy costs burden companies, there's a shortage of skilled workers, and Germany is also slipping further in terms of innovation power. Too static, too bureaucratic, too old. Germany lives, due to a large extent, on the achievements of its established industries, in important sectors such as AI and data management. Others are leading the way.
So let's take a look at how all this is weighing on the German economy. You can see it right here. Germany's GDP shrank by 0.2% in 2024. In comparison, Italy grew by 0.5%. France reported growth of 1.1%. Spain's top of the Eurozone, showing everyone how it ought to be done. Its economy expanded by an impressive 3.2% in 2024. So the Spanish economy, well and truly buzzing. Tourists are flocking to Spain for its sun, sand and culture. A record 94 million visited last year. At the same time, the country has embraced other arrivals, immigrants. Immigration has helped fill gaps in the labour market left by retired workers, and that's helped companies boost production. Daniel Lacalle is the chief economist at the Tressis Investment Fund in Madrid. Welcome to the day. So tourists and migrants, is that Spain's secret sauce?
Pretty much, as well as public debt. If we look at the Spanish economic recovery since 2019, there's been about a 452 billion increase in public debt, plus about 132 billion of funds from the EU, the next generation funds, etc. Very significant increase in migrant population, almost 2 million, and very, very strong recovery of the tourist sector. All those things combined put together a GDP increase that looks optically very strong, but once we look at productivity growth and GDP per capita, it is actually quite weaker.
All right. So the headline is good, but under the bonnet things aren't quite as rosy, because just reading into this, I see people drawing a line between huge numbers of migrants and economic development. But I look here in Germany, and I see Germany has taken in huge numbers of migrants and is still encouraging them to come, but its growth is much more sluggish.
Yes, but if you look at it from the perspective of time, then it's pretty similar. When Germany started to bring in the vast number of migrants that were coming into the economy was actually at the beginning doing quite well. But GDP per capita was not rising as fast. And we remember all the comments about 2004, 5, 6 about the German economy in that respect. But interestingly, if you look 2019 to 2024, GDP per capita in Spain relative to the one of Germany, adjusted for purchasing power of the currency, is actually not doing very well, the Spanish one relative to Germany. So the initial impulse of migration tends to be significant in terms of GDP. We have seen it in the United States and in Spain as well. But then it sort of fades away if there is no significant improvement in productivity, which was the case in Germany and is also the case in Spain.
So are there lessons for Europe or indeed for Germany specifically to draw from Spain?
Well, I wouldn't say that there are lessons. I'm very concerned when I am hearing the same narrative I used to hear about Greece in 2004, 2005. I remember when everybody was saying that Greece was the engine of growth of the economy and that it should be the lesson or or at least the recipe for Germany. I think that Germany needs to improve in a number of areas, like obviously the challenges in energy, the challenges in the industry and exports, and obviously the migration challenge. All those things are things to improve. But we can't just think of an economy that went down the drain in 2020 like the Spanish one and is obviously recovering, which is good, and say that that is a lesson or that that is an example for Germany. I think that Germany has actually done pretty well, because if you look at productivity growth, GDP per capita, and at the same time you adjust it for the accumulation of debt, you can see that, yes, Germany is not growing, but is also not entering into significant public sector imbalances. And Spanish public debt is only decreasing because of nominal GDP in the ratio. So public debt is rising, but the ratio is declining because inflation is higher and GDP is bloated by government spending. So I don't think that the Germans should be looking again like in 2005, 2006. They shouldn't be looking at Spain or at Greece. I think that we all should learn the lessons of being too aggressive with models predicated on government spending and on immigration and tourism, because that can change very, very rapidly. And my concern about the Spanish economy is always the same, is that in periods of growth, it looks very strong. It looks very strong, very strong. In 2007, the government was saying that it was the champion of economic growth of the world. In 2008, the slump was enormous. And I think that it's pretty similar. We had a terrible slump in 2020, of which the economy has actually not recovered in terms of real wages, in terms of real GDP per capita adjusted for purchasing power. So I would be quite at least be a little bit prudent about looking at Spain as some sort of example.
Okay, thank you for your analysis. Daniel Lacalle, Chief Economist at the private bank at Tressis in Madrid. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.